The most impactful aspect you could do to self-recovery is to begin finding pressure management strategies that work pleasant for you. The element about strain isn't simply that it comes with a variety of physical and intellectual health results. It's that it may be so overwhelming that it is able to purpose your body and to start fighting its very own strain response and pass over all of the different threats it must be guarding towards. A lot of strategies were scientifically established to work against pressure, yoga and meditation covered. However, if those aren't your thing, you could recall finding an innovative outlet, spending more time in nature, or maybe just including a bit of a physical exercise in your day. Burnout may be isolating. When I was burnout, I felt just like the only one in the business who was suffering. However, as soon as I unfolded to my friends, I discovered a network that demonstrated my emotions and supported me. In time, they helped me turn the corner and get my momentum back. This is called peer education and may be an incredible way to reconnect with your activity and the folks you work with. As managers and enterprise owners, you may truly leverage the power of peer education to help your personal experience supported and carried forward in an empathetic environment. Relying on the skill of your employer, you may be able to slot into a new role or transfer responsibilities with a peer. In reality, many larger organizations favor to hire temporary cover internally, as you will require much less schooling and can normally rise up and running quickly. Make sure to preserve updated with your employer's job board and speak on your manager to let them realize what you are seeking out. Final, however not least, we have to keep in mind that allowing our body to heal doesn't just suggest treating it nicely. It also necessitates actively listening to the indicators it's sending in order that we will consciously kickstart the restoration process and take all the moves needed to make certain it works. With this in thoughts, it's no longer a bad idea to consist of some form of mindfulness on your day. It may be something, meditating, journaling, or even a shape of creative outlet that permits time to loosen up and replicate. How a success are you at giving your body the best risk of healing itself? Do you are making an aware attempt to practice prevention? Or are you one of the folks who tend to rely upon the recovery consequences? Whichever institution you fall into, do not despair. There is constantly something you can do to enhance your physical and emotional health. And if you are best able to take in matters step by step, remember, that's all right too. After all, as they are saying, our current routine can be contributing to your burnout more than you recognize. For me, the big trouble changed into checking emails outside of work hours. My performance indicators have been based on superb interactions, and so I was sending short emails outdoor of working hours almost each night. This just caused exhaustion and did very little to improve my common performance at work. In truth, studies display that failing to respect work-rest obstacles can reduce your overall productivity and lead to higher-priced mistakes. I'm not working outside of my operating hours, and I'm performing higher because of it. In addition, I have started out shaking up my recurring by running in different places. As an author, it is simple to pass up and take myself down to the library for a day's work, while that might not be feasible for all industries. You could nevertheless look at creative approaches to exercise new routines. Take walks at some point of your break as opposed to scrolling social feeds. See if you may entire your work somewhere new, and ask to switch up seating preparations if the current system is getting stale. At some point of our day, the ego self triggers the body's defense system, because that defense system can't tell whether or not the stimulus is coming from an external threat, creativeness, or memory. Consider feeling you'd want to be everywhere but there. There has been no physical threat to you, but your ego felt threatened and made you need to escape besides. Although this happens to anybody all the time, we aren't aware of its purpose, only of its outcomes, and we react to the consequences without dealing with the cause most of the time. And the easy cause, the most of us don't deal with cause, is because we don't know how to. It's not been part of our upbringing or schooling, but it rattling well ought to have been. This issue of the human psyche is the essential motive of most humanity's problem, and not only the children. All these troubles ought to be addressed. Of course they do, however without addressing the path reason of the problem. The dysfunctional human ego with a little risk of converting things fast enough and to a sufficient degree to deliver a satisfactory outcome.